This episode of Republic of Avalon Radio is proudly being brought to you by you, listener-supported, commercial-free, Republic of Avalon Radio. Visit us at republicofavalonradio.com. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours, Avalon Standard Time.
Ready to add to your vocabulary? Listen and repeat.
Hi, good morning, listeners. My name is Junior Paris. You are listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio.
You know, I have to hear the music come to one time. Greetings to
Hi, this is Indra. I'm from Barbados, and I'm listening to Republic of Avalon Radio. Keep it locked.
Hey there, this is Georgia from Caribbean Free Radio in Trinidad and Tobago, and you are listening to Roar, Republic of Avalon Radio.
Hi, this is Eddie Grant, and you're listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio. Take your time.
Hello, this is Roger Hodgson, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Babylon Radio.
Either you're with us or you are with the terrorists.
You're with the roar!
Long time we no have no nice time. Do you think about that?
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the Roar. I'm Jim Fidler, and this is episode 46. Welcome aboard to all you newcomers, and of course, to all our stalwarts. A great big thanks for staying subscribed and keeping us company here in the podosphere, or whatever that's supposed to be called. Well, let's see what's going on. My mics arrived, half of them anyway. I have the 5-pack of Onyx mics, and the other ones are en route. So within the next couple of weeks, I'll be starting work on my reggae album. And as I said before, I'll be keeping you guys up to date on all that and giving you little glimpses of what's happening. Very, very much looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We just recorded a show with Roger Hodgson of Supertramp fame. Was here in St. John's and did a show at Mile 1 Stadium. An absolutely wonderful night. great audience, and Roger was on top of the thing. Very relaxed, and played all the songs that one would hope for him to play, with a couple of exceptions. I was looking forward to him doing Fool's Overture, but there you go, you can't have it all. But he did all the, Dreamer and Take the Long Way Home and Give a Little Bit, Logical Song, School, Even in the Quietest Moments, Sister Moonshine, whole bunch of stuff. He even did a song from the Indelibly Stamped album, which was their second record, and for some reason that one wasn't really... I think the first one is more commonly found than the Indelibly Stamped one. But I think that was the one that they did before Crisis What Crisis. So, anyway, it's a good record. I like it. And I hadn't heard it in so long, and then he did one of the songs from that record, and it was very nice. And there were actually people in the audience who recognized it, which was very cool. So we recorded that show. The recording came out quite well. I used the R9 and my Core Sound binaural mics, and that turned out very, very well. And we're going to be getting together and having a chat with him at some point in the very near future. And you will be hearing that on a subsequent episode of The Roar. Have no fear. And boy, if you guys haven't been listening to Roger Hodgson in a while, since Supertramp, he's been doing some great stuff. Of course, there was his first solo album, In the Eye of the Storm, and other stuff since then. I'm not sure if Open the Door was his most recent, with a great song on there called Along Came Mary. And he's got a new DVD. So we'll tell you about all that stuff and how you can go and find Roger's music and this new DVD, which I think is just called Take the Long Way Home, I believe. I think it was recorded in Montreal, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I could stand to be corrected, but I think that is the case. So look forward to that. And we've got lots of other great stuff as well coming up in the next few episodes. So stay tuned and stay subscribed. In the meantime, this week we have for you a good friend of mine, Keith Rickman. Actually, he's a Bonarastaman. He's originally from Jamaica and has been living in Bonavista, just outside of St. John's here, for quite a while. So he's very much, I guess, a citizen of the world more than anything. But he's lived a good chunk of his life here in Newfoundland. So just so as to point out to you these ties between Newfoundland and Jamaica. Of course, I've mentioned before all the trade that's been going on between Newfoundland and Jamaica for hundreds of years. Their national dish, the salt fish and the ackee rice. The salt fish is actually Newfoundland salt fish, salt cod. And our national drink, Screech, the rum, is actually Jamaican rum. And the Archbishop used to be the same for Newfoundland and Jamaica as well, and used to travel back and forth. Had a home here in Newfoundland and one in Jamaica as well. So, with no further ado, let's carry on with the show. Keith Rickman, born in St. Anne's Parish in Jamaica, not far from where Bob Marley was born, and Marcus Garvey, and Winston Rodney of Burning Spear fame, and all kinds of people. And this particular person, born in that place, is called Keith Rickman, and he is our guest this episode of Republic of Avalon Radio. And as he is a citizen of the world, and I think he took a real liking to that song when he first heard it, years back, when we last met. Long time, we know have no nice time. But we're back together again, and we hope you enjoy our conversation. Let's kick things off here with the song itself from the Mosaic in This World CD. This is Citizen of the World, and you are listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
exchanging pleasantries with the good people I meet. Except where you gonna go when you ain't got no money? Or what you gonna do when you ain't got no food to eat? 'Cause all around the world too much nationalism. Borders around freedom like walls of a Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the roar.
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the roar, and with me here now in the Root Cellar is a good friend of mine who I've known for quite a while and I haven't seen for quite a while. It's been about 15 years since we last crossed paths, and we just spent the weekend rekindling acquaintances, and I thought it would be a very good idea to introduce to you my good friend Keith Rickman. I just want to welcome you, Keith, to Republic of Avalon Radio, and just start out, why not just tell folks a little bit about where you come from, where did you grow up, and tell us a little bit about your young life as a youth.
Okay. Well, for one thing, I never grew up, so let's get that straight.
Okay.
I'm still a bad little boy.
Okay.
And I could say I came from the source that is unborn and undying, but you're talking about material.
I'm talking about that other stuff, yeah. The Babylon terms.
Yeah, well, I came from the foothills of the Dry Harbor Mountains in Jamaica, in St. Anne to be exact, about 3,000 feet up. And my father and mother, their ancestors came from Germany. My father was Rickman, and my mother was Worms. And there was some Ashanti in me because one of my ancestors rescued an Ashanti slave from a slave block and gave her children. And I come from that also, from her loins. Of course, they hunted him down. He was the first white man in Jamaica to be hung in public. Not because he broke 3 backs of slave traders, not because he stole property, the Ashanti princess, not because of any of those reasons. The charge was mating with a brute beast, because that's how they classed this Ashanti princess, a brute beast. Mm. And my father was hung for bestiality, for daring to give her children. So at age 17 and a half, I left for Canada, following my 6 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 7 brothers, as was my father, 7th son of a 7th son, whatever that means. And I wound up in Canada in 1951. And a man came to me, a well-dressed man with a brochure which said, "Go west, young man." They wanted all immigrants to go to BC and cut lumber. He said, "That's where the money is." Well, 1971, I found myself back in Newfoundland after having married a Newfoundland girl from Bonavista and taken her to Jamaica for 7 years. Lived with her for 9 years in Niagara Falls, had 3 children, took her to Jamaica in 1961, came back in 1968, came to Newfoundland for the benefit of my son who had cystic fibrosis. The Jamaican weather kept him alive until he was 9, but the pollution in Ontario was too much, so I brought him to Newfoundland, dropped everything and came to uncertainty. Started a business, built a house, planted trees, did pretty good financially, and it added 20 quality years to my son's life. He finally left his body in 1991 at age 33, which is old for a cystic. And he would have survived, but he went back onto their medications, and I don't know, he died anyway. He left. So now, then my daughter died at age 36, a bad blood transfusion for an unnecessary cesarean in Barrie, Ontario. And my wife died in 1998 from grief. They said cancer caused by too much smoking, but grief was really the cause. She never got over it. So here am I now, living in Axum Mitted Schmuck, which means a place of peace among the spruce in a hill in Bonavista. And decided, I got a call from my friend Jim Fidler. Easily one of the most fascinating people I've ever met. Most talented, most altruistic, most wonderful person. And he invited me in. And here am I sitting in his studio wondering why he's doing this to me.
the reason is very simple. It's everybody lives their life, and we watch television, listen to the radio, go to our jobs, and quite a few of us lose something in that process, or perhaps something that we never had in the first place. And there are some of us in the world that don't entirely succumb to that. I don't know that anybody can 100% break away, because there are certain guidelines in society, certain limitations, financial limitations, economic, geographical, social limitations, and so we live within these parameters. But there are some of us who find a lot more joy in the world, in a world that's full of a lot of very unjoyful stuff, and they find the joy by seeing the things in the world that aren't so joyful, because I believe that you need to go through that in order to find the joy. And I wanted to just introduce you to people. I wanted to share you with our listeners, because what we do with the show here is we just try to take people into our lives. We invite them into this show is kind of like our home in a way. It's kind of like a recorded journal. We just record as we go along, where we take people with us to Ireland or St. Pierre or whatever, and we introduce people that we feel that we should, and perhaps some little piece of whatever Keith Rickman is might be of some use to somebody else. So that being said, sticking with the Babylon terms here for at least another moment. During those years, you're here in Newfoundland. You're from Jamaica. You're here in Newfoundland, and you're making a life. A family and a life. What has Newfoundland meant to you, or what did it mean to you during those times? What does it come to mean to you? What are your feelings about this place here?
I will be as brief as possible, but I must have a lead-in. In 1955, I brought my young bride, Phyllis Little, to Bonavista Vista so I could meet her parents. I had taken her to Jamaica to meet mine, and I asked the airlines to extend my 2 weeks ticket to 4 weeks, because I immediately fell in love with the people. My God, how nice were they at all? How nice are they? Remind me so much of the real nice Jamaicans. Hospitable to a fault. They made me feel so good. And the climate, and the water, and the trout, and oh my, the moose. Never saw a moose before. And the fresh air. I used to go every Sunday up the road, Old Catalina Road, walk through some alders and guiti and bush and sit on a rock. And I said to God one day, God, if there is a God, save my soul if there is a soul, and bring me back here, and I will turn this place into a sanctuary for the birds that migrate north and south each year, so they have a stopover. I know there's water under these cliffs. I know you will give me the well and a water hole and a pond. I know you will. And by God, 55 years later, it is 3 acres of spruce, 30 foot tall, none of them older than 30 years, because the trees had all been cut down. But now it's a beautiful woodland with pathways and a water hole and a bridge, wow, and a well that never goes dry. Beautiful water, nobody above me. A pond with trout that take bread out of your mouth and jump through hoops. And moose and lynx and weasels and crows and gulls and hens and foxes and a coyote now. And cats all come to visit, and the birds stop over every year, both ways. And you can go outside and smooth them down and they won't fly, they just love you. And people come up, especially young people. And people 30 years old or less come back to me, show up in bars or anywhere and say, Keith, you said something to me when I was a teenager and I've never forgotten it. But that's why I own my own house now, Keith. It changed my life. You cured me of this, you cured me of that. I said, no. No. I'm just a rusty wire. You were a bulb. You weren't lit. And you touched the wire, and the wire touched the source, and you came alive. You lit up like a TV set. It was always there, but you had to plug in, tune in, turn on, fine-tune. The signals were all there. All I was the go-between. And if you didn't have faith, your faith is what healed you, ma'am. Your faith is what healed you, sir. Your faith is what made you listen, my friend, and not just listen, but do what you heard. And that makes me every morning I wake up when the rooster crows. He crows and wakes me up. Fidel crows, and I go out and I have breakfast with him and his 3 wives. And they give me 2 eggs for breakfast. And they drink my coffee out of my cup and eat out of my plate. And they follow me half a mile down the road on the first leg of my 10-mile walk. And then they turn back. And I walk barefooted over to the Cape, on the roads, when everybody's sleeping and everything is quiet. And I pick so many different wildflowers. Newfoundland is so full of wildflowers. And I go into the hospital and give it to the most depressed person I can find. And it's better than any Prozac or any Librium. Just to know that someone cares enough to pick some flowers for you. Of course, I was reported for walking barefooted, and the police have warned me not to go in there barefooted anymore, so I dress up now. And I tell the police, I said, I came back again. I said, I was dressed, man. He said, yeah, but I must remind you, stay away from the hospital. I said, no, I went for my thyroid pills, and I dropped off the flowers. And anytime it becomes a crime to do something so altruistic as to pick some wildflowers to cheer up someone, then I'm a criminal, so arrest me. And I still do it. And when I say look, I have to quote Dr. Chopra now. May I? In his book of secrets.
Deepak Chopra, yeah.
Deepak uncle. A veritable modern-day Christ, when he says, every day we should ask ourselves this question: who am I? You are the totality of the universe acting through a human nervous system. Where did I come from? I came from the source that is unborn and undying. Why am I here? I am creating the world every moment. And the moment is just as it should be. Don't blame any situation, any circumstance, anybody, not even yourself. Just accept full responsibility. And remember, the moment is just as it should be. Saul, Saul, why kick thou against the pricks? So now, I'm no longer Saul, going to persecute Christians. I'm Paul, bringing the message, taking from the rich and giving to the poor, a Robin Hood of the gospel, speaking the good news that we have nothing to worry about. Emancipate yourself, says Brother Bob Marley, that was born 7 miles from me, a little boy born in the jungle close to me in the rainforest. When I went back to Jamaica in 76, I met him again. He says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your mind. Have no fear of atomic energy, for none of them can change the time. And when Brother Jim Fidler sings behind me on the stage when we were raising money for the MRI in 91, when my son was on his deathbed at the Health Science Center, every night when that man started to sing, I felt Bob Marley behind me.
From the first Cherokee that was born to be free, till the last spilled blood that you'll ever see, just what have they got in their melting pot? Oh, you can't keep a good man down. And those Africans stolen to this land just to slave and toil by the strength of giant. Don't forget your place in Jah human race, and you can't keep a good man down. Oh no, you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't keep a good man down. Don't forget your place in Jah
And since then he has been able to master so many instruments. Shortwave radio operator, worldwide distribution of his songs and his writings. And I don't want to patronize him, but I have to say this: the man can see more with his inner eye than anyone I know can see with their fleshical eyes. And when he used to sing behind me at night, I would get goosebumps because I heard Bob Marley's voice, Bob Marley's music coming out of him. And I'm so humbled to know that he thinks enough of this foolish Balaam's ass, donkey that is, to invite me to sit here with him. I'm honored. And I hope that something that I say today will help somebody in their journey back towards Godhead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Well, we trotted down some roads together. I guess you folks have been listening for a while. I've mentioned very, very little, but I did mention in one episode or other the group that I used to play with, a group that I put together one time called Pressure Drop. And Keith used to take the stage with us, and I guess you'd say MC.
I opened for you.
For lack of a better, no, you were there. You were there with us.
You asked me, excuse me, may I stick a pin? As you say in Jamaica?
Yes.
You said to me, I was leaving to go to Nevada to find a place for Tim, a dry, high place for Tim with his cystic fibrosis where he could breathe again. And you said, Keith, I want you to open for me this group. We're going to do this. And I left. And the very day that I returned, it was that night we opened. I think it was at the Doghouse.
That was the 10th anniversary of Bob Marley's death.
Yes.
That was May the 11th, 1991.
A synchronicity of coincidences.
Well, I don't know how long after that we continued to. I don't know how long after that you were around, because to be quite honest, the whole period was, looking back at it now, quite a bit of a blur. There was so much going on at the time, and I ended up busting up my knee in Toronto, and a whole lot of foolishness went down. But I do remember the times. There was Keith and the group, and Glenn Marichaux from Trinidad, the amazing Glenn, who I think is in Bermuda now. I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him in quite a while. Anybody knows Glenn, tell him that brothers Jim and Keith say hello. But we had lots of good times, not just playing music and not just telling jokes and not just making people dance. But I think the main thing that we did, and Newfoundland really needed it at the time, was we supplied something. We supplied an energy source for people. You have all various things, and it's great. Sometimes you like to have a bit of fish, and sometimes a bit of chicken, and sometimes a salad. Well, I guess we were kind of like a salad, I guess, at the time. Spiritually, it was an outlet for people to, quote unquote, let's get together and feel all right. Even with all the troubles in the world, forget your troubles and dance, forget your sorrows and dance. And Keith was a part of that. So when you guys hear me talk about Pressure Drop, Keith was right there in the midst of all that. Describe that a little bit from your perspective, because I was too busy singing and playing drums and kind of trying to hold things together. What was your outlook on that at the time?
Well, August 1991, Tim said to me, Dad, you've been keeping me alive for 33 years. I want to be present with God. I want to leave. So he gave up the spirit in 1991 in August. Our first audience with Pressure Drop, there were 50 people there, I think. And our last one was 9 days after Tim gave up the spirit at the tennis club or something. And we had 5,000 people. It was a peace concert, and we had Ras Kali and Ras Dub, and some Native American girls playing the drums, and we had a wonderful time. And I left the same day of the concert, and I took the demo video with me, and I spoke to my friend at the Bamboo Club in Toronto about you, and I went to Vegas and with my young son David, and I took the video to the Mirage and talked the bartender into playing it, and the manager came over and he said, "Who are those guys who wrote that song, Citizen of the World?" So I gave him a quick rundown. He said, "Bring them down. I will send for them, return. They'll leave here millionaires. They'll never leave here. They are great. They're Jamaicans, aren't they?" I said, "No, will you believe it? They're all Newfoundlanders." He said, "I don't believe it. That song, Citizen of the World, that's going to shake the world." And I wrote to Jim and the boys, but while they had made a CD in Toronto, the Bamboo Club, and they dedicated it to my son Tim, and he sent me a copy. But I hadn't heard from them a long time because unknown to me, they had broken up. I don't know the reason. Jim will fill that in.
What is it they say? Artistic differences.
All right. Well, I went through hell after that. A lot of things happened. A lot of things. We won't go into the details. It was all a learning experience, though, you know. Nothing happens that's not planned and figured out by whoever is in charge. Some call it God, some call it Krishna, some call it Buddha, but what's in a name? That thing you call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Why do we need 7 cemeteries in a village? Why is it the Americans during the war had as their motto, God with us, and the Germans had on their belt buckle, Gott mit uns? Same thing, God with us. Mama, said the 7-year-old Keith, how many gods are there? How come my brothers are all over there fighting the Germans? We're Germans. And how come God is with them and God is with America and they're fighting each other? How many gods are there, Mama? And why do we hate the Protestants, Mama? And why do they hate us? And why do they hate black people, Mama? And they hate us. If there's only one God and we're part, it took me years before I read the Bhagavad Gita by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, where he says, we are part and parcel of God with all His propensities. If you take a spoonful of water out of the ocean, that spoonful has all the propensities of the ocean, part and parcel of the ocean.
Yes.
In quality. We are not the ocean. We share all His powers in quality, not in quantity. We are not God, but we have all His propensities. Omniscient, all-knowing, we know all. Omnipresent, we're everywhere. We fill the universe, our presence. And omnipotent, we live in the field of unlimited potential, to quote Dr. Chopra. We are the field. We are the essence. The totality of the universe is resting. It turns it over to us to see what we'll come up with. Being in charge all the time. And so we must be careful now what we think, careful what we say, careful what we do, because as Jesus Christus said, Yeshua Messiah, we some call Him Jesus, He said, think not that I came to abolish the law. I came to fulfill the law. Because truly I say unto you, not one iota, not one dot will pass until everything is fulfilled. So whatever we do, we have to take full responsibility. And we have to pay back for it. However, because we are just flesh and blood, the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak, we have messiahs who died for us to help us pay back those debts. Because we didn't really know what we were doing, we were not aware. But now when we come into full awareness, and we're aware that we're aware, we dare not stray, because if we stray, well, our stripes will be many because we knew what we were doing. So in this day we're living in now, we can't say anymore, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. We know. And the answer is, love one another.
Everyone's got to understand, when you're living in a stranger's land, ooh, you got to find a place no such thing as a stranger's land. Oh, there got to be a place for the whole human race. Yeah, and if you look deep within your soul, you would see we have a common goal, and we don't need no fuss. Yes, it's up to us. And no matter where you go, there's one thing you got to know, that the breezes are gonna blow. Ooh, it's a great big world. It's a great big world. It's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. 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 Said it's a great big world. It's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. It's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. It's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. It's a great big world. Said it's a great big world. It's a great big world. Whoa. Whoa.
Part of why I wanted to get you in here was simply to help me a little bit in just to go back to Bob again for a second. Come we go chant down Babylon one more time, you know?
Truly.
That's what it's all about.
That make we there, you know, brother. We have to chant on Babylon, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not good enough to say, well, the silent majority. Silence is worse than, is a worse kind of collaboration.
Aiding and abetting.
Yes, man. And when you start put terms, it's like calling the garbage man a sanitation engineer. He didn't raise his pay, you know. Or you call a cook a domestic engineer, or a bank clerk, or a stamp clerk, a philatelic officer. Give him some more money. Don't just raise up his pay and make his name. You know, it's all double speak, man.
Call nurses supervisors so they can't unionize.
Yeah, man.
So they can't unionize.
Yeah, man. Everyone says, try this and try that. Let's try love, says Burning Spear, born 7 miles from me. You know what I say?
Yeah.
And without love, you're nothing at all.
Yeah.
You're only fit to be trampled underfoot by men. You're the salt of the earth, man. And if the salt loses savor, where you going to salt it with? See? And so we have to help one another, man. Giving is where it's at. The more you give, the more you receive. We not talk about money, you know. But still, when you see a man choose the things of the kingdom of heaven, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, him not only get that, everything else is added. I don't want for nothing. I don't need nothing. If I have plenty, or I have nothing, it's still the same. A gold nugget is the same to me as a pebble. I don't worry about what I eat or drink. Eat your wine, drink your food, dance, make love, live, man. Life is for living. See? Because God lived through us and live within us. I'm not waiting for the rapture. Mark, you know, you can wait for it. I don't mind. It's your heaven that you're going to. But I know that Christ never left. He's in my heart. Like my dead son Tim, my son that left, he said, Dad, I will never leave you. I will be with you all the time. And he's here, man. My wife is here, my daughter, my father, my mother, my sister, all the blessed dead is here with us. The rapture happened while they were sleeping and they didn't realize it. Christ is within us, man. So let's start to love one another.
Nobody's gone anywhere.
No, man. The soul can't go nowhere. Got nowhere to go. The body's ashes.
I honestly feel the same way with the people that I've lost in my lifetime. My mother, the guy I called Dad growing up, my stepfather, my sister Nancy, and a lot of other people. But the funny thing about it is, Keith, I myself, I don't feel like any of them people are gone anywhere. I think about them on a deeper level inside, and I may feel a little bit of sorrow. But overall, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't think about any of them people as being gone anywhere.
Well, to coin your phrase that you taught me yesterday, for the first time I heard it, when they were alive in the flesh with us, they were weapons of mass destruction. But now they're more with us than ever because those weapons of mass destruction are gone. So, like we say in Manifesto, don't be talking, brother. That's poverty. Yeah. Don't be talking, my son. Look here. There's here with us, brother. Yeah. There's here with we. And as Krishna says to Arjuna, the charioteer in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, you speak wonderful words with your lips, but you keep on with this foolishness of yours. Do not grieve for the living or the dead, for that for which you grieve is not worthy of grief. You're living in the past, man. The past is a cancelled check. As my little Portuguese buddy Carlos Oliveira said, Senor, the past is a cancelled check. The future is a promissory note. We only have the present, the cash. So we spend it and spend it wisely. We don't waste it. And I said, Carlos, boy, right off the top of my head it occurred to me. The past is history. The future is mystery. We only have the present. That is why they call it the present, because it's a gift.
Yes.
So what you do with a gift? You make the giver feel good. You share it up with everybody, you don't see it. And then you get more. The more you give it, the more you share it. Sow the seed, Isaiah. In season, out of season. You don't know where it's going to take root. I'm going to call you mad, but them call Joshua Christus mad. The name, you know. Shall the disciple be greater than the master? If they call him mad and Beelzebub and this and that and Tara and Wara, I'm going to do the same to you. So anytime you hear I wake up in the morning and say, Father, that's what I call God, you know, Father, Papa, like I used to talk to my father. I say, Papa, Father, why are you so good to me? Why you make me so comfortable? Hear the rooster crow, man. Smell my breakfast cooking. I have well water, sweet well water. I have organic garden. I have everything, man. Root cellar, full of organic food. And friends in Manifesto that love me, man. Never mind them idiot, well, I call them idiot, that don't like me just because of who I am. If I change the place, am I going to lose the one that I want?
Yeah.
So I just keep myself cool. And I said, Father, why you treat me so good? He said the same thing my father used to say to me. I said, Papa, don't cry and apologize for spanking me, even though I took the blame for my friend. You taught me that. You had a right to spank me for cussing that bad word. But I know that if I admitted that my friend said it, you were going to banish him from our house. So I took the blame. And I don't blame you for beating me, because you know why, Papa? I deserve worse than that. So I tell God, I said, when you spank me, I thank you. It's not suffering anymore. It's joy. Because I know I'm your legitimate son. That's why you spanked me. I needed that. Keep on spanking me. And brother, it licked me hard sometime, you know. We laugh, man. When me used to cry, me laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
But what is it you yourself, as a man on the planet Earth, throughout a good chunk of the 20th century, and hopefully a very good chunk of the 21st century in this realm, what's your contribution?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, I have discovered, after all these years, that there is only one human being wearing myriads of masks. That's why some people won't drink, because the alcohol, the true drug, will tear away that mask, and they don't want people to know what they really like. There's only one human being wearing masks. We're all one, cells in the celestial body, the universe. And the Creator said to Peter, through his son Jesus Christus, Peter, you don't only forgive 7 times, man, you forgive 70 times 7, because if your brother or your sister wrong you 7 times in one day, and you rebuke her or him, and she come back and hear and say, I'm sorry, you must forgive them. Otherwise, how can you be forgiven? If a person is granted this lifetime, 2 legs and a human body, go down to the animal stage where an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and you know, act like an animal. It don't wash. You have to forgive. If he says, I never did anything wrong, he's fooling himself, as Paul says. Every one of us have gone astray and fallen short of the glory. But Father, forgive us. Wash us off, pick us up, wash us off, start us over again. So we have to do the same thing to our brothers and sisters if we expect Father, the Creator, to do that for us. So I forgive my enemies. I love them because they're my teacher. Don't get me wrong, you know. You get angry, man, because it hurts, man, when your best friend steal the most precious thing you have. And your most precious thing fool you and deceive you, and then go away and have you arrested with false statements. But if she comes back and says, look, I'm sorry, in writing, to whoever wants to know, it's not true. He never hurt me. I'm sorry. You have to forgive her and take her back. Not to live with her, but no enmity. Love, man. Same thing with the man involved. Same thing with anybody that tries to hurt you, because they didn't know any better. You did the same thing. If not in this lifetime, in another lifetime. Yet in this lifetime, maybe not as gross in your mind, monkeys and dogs do the same thing. You know, but they don't go around and make up stories. But that's monkeys and dogs.
Can you give us a little line from Muda? A little monkey speaks his mind.
The monkey speaks his mind. You will never see a monkey give away her children or desert her children. You will never see a monkey steal another monkey's wife and then go and tell the other monkeys lies about the monkey he just cuckooled it. You will never see a monkey put a fence around a coconut tree and tell the other monkeys you can't have any. So don't tell me that we descended from monkeys or ascended. No, sir, monkeys is better than us in that respect. But we are not monkeys, we are not dogs, we are human beings with a human mind. We are, the body is a chariot. It is pulled by 5 horses, the senses. The driver is the mind, holding the reins. The passenger is the creator. If we allow one of those 5 horses, smell, taste, touch, sight, or whatever, to get out of control, the passenger, the creator, will jump out of the chariot until you straighten it out. Macca is always there ready, you know, to help you to recover. So we must remember that this temple you call the human body is where the spirit lives, where God lives, whatever you want to call him. And Abraham Lincoln say, you can make heaven into hell or hell into heaven. You have that choice. We're not puppets. We have that choice. Always you have the choice.
Yeah.
And whatever heaven you create is your heaven. If you believe heaven is milk and honey, that's what you're going to get, with angels playing harps. Or you believe heaven is like, you know, God create a new earth, it's your heaven. And if you believe there's a devil ready to stab you in hell for eternity, I cannot see a God, you see. They told me God loves you. You don't know what he looked like. Some say he's a grey-headed man with a grey beard. Some say he's a black man. Some say he's Chinese. Some call him Buddha. Some call him this, that, or Warrior, Torah. But if there's a God who loves you, but the 10 things that you're most susceptible to, that you like doing most of all, don't do one of them. If you do the least one, I'll burn you in hell for all eternity. But he loves you. I can't see that. I'm sorry, I don't see that. God is love, and love is God. See it? And God wants to be living in love and peace and unity and joy and happiness and enjoy everything is put here for the using in moderation, not to be abused. Talents, food, whatever. I don't say now you're going to take that old thing them call cocaine, the white lady that them take and contaminate. Chew the coca leaf, that won't hurt you. And if I may say so, cannabis sativa, man, that thing is a master medicine. Ask anybody. But don't abuse it and don't pollute it. Pure, natural. See? And I don't even need that, because nowadays I just happy all the time, man. Well, I won't say happy, I mean rapture, ecstatic, because I know that these are the days when Father said, I will come and I will live within you. I build my tabernacle within man. Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heavens, waiting to see him? And some say, there he is, and here he is, and I am he. No, my coming is like the light that lights up the horizon from the east to the west, a presence. And I feel it. The rapture happened, and we didn't notice. Because every morning I wake up, I have a song in my heart. And I go to bed, I look at the stars. And guess what? I discover something else. That's not a tree, that's not a rooster, that's not Jim, that's not the dog. We're all one. One. Forgive me if I sound enthusiastic, I can't help it. But we're all one, man. And it's just what? Pure joy.
Yeah. A little joke I make, and please don't be offended, anybody, at this, all you atheists out there listening. But the little joke I make is sometimes is, I just can't see how all these atheists get so worked up over something that doesn't exist. You know, that's
they don't believe it exists.
Yeah.
Joe Fraser, Smokey Joe. Now, Dr. Chopper said, I'm not looking for a quarrel or condemning anybody because the Creator doesn't make mistakes. But if you also check it out, sorry I interrupted. Can I go on?
Yes.
If you also check it out, he said, you'd find out that most, if not all, the wars are caused by religious differences. Those are the ones who start the wars.
Yeah, sure.
The religious differences. And Joe Fraser, Smokey Joe, now that he's dedicated to helping mankind, he says, there is no right way to do the wrong, and there's no wrong way to do the right. And I agree, because there is right and wrong.
Yeah.
When we have a choice. That's the beauty of it.
Yep.
We are not puppets, we have a choice. We make our destiny. We create the world every moment. We create the world that we're living in. We are fully responsible.
Yes.
You take away a man's gold and ruby and diamonds and all that. It don't matter. The man's still cool.
Yeah.
The Atlanteans that Columbus called Los Indios. The Arawaks of Jamaica, the Beatics of Newfoundland, the Shoshones, the Chippewa, the Algonquin, I could have named them forever. The Atlantean colonists that came to this country long before Columbus. Those people didn't have any possessive pronoun, mine and yours and ours and his. Everything belonged to the Great Spirit. And when they gave the Blue Eyes land, they couldn't believe it. The man put a fence around it and start dig up the yellow stone and kill each other for it. And it's all at Fort Knox now, moving back and forth. This belong to Japan, this belong to China, this belong to Russia. What go on, man? Them fool or what? Well, if they're saying I want to be mad, because a gold pebble to me is the same as a stone pebble. And if God, the Creator, is gold, then I'm a nugget. See? And so I say to you, Jim, and I know I'm chatting my head off. The man said, the wise man speaks because he has something to say. The fool speaks because he has to say something. Well, I hope I have something to say. And what I have to say is this, you see, Jim, that all the talk, all the books, all the things in this world don't amount to a row of beans compared to 1 cubic centimeter of love. Love is where it's at. And I don't mean sexual love or selfish love or condition. I mean just love, man. Everything. I love the fish. I love the goat. I love everything. I love my enemy. And I love me. I love that guy I see in the mirror. Why not? If I don't love him, who gonna love him? Seeing?
Well, I love the fact that you came here today and spoke with me. And I love the fact that I was able to introduce you to our listeners, and I want to thank you for coming in, and hope that some point in the future we can have you back.
My pure pleasure, sir. I'm so deeply honored and so humble, because I still don't know why people want to listen to a fool like me, but see, it's not me, it's a spirit inside that is speaking. I'm listening. 2 birds in a tree. One is enjoying the fruits of the tree. The other one is observing. I feel like I am not only the bird in the tree enjoying the fruits. I am the observer. I'm one. So now it's not any longer me talking. It's the spirit talking through me. That's why I don't feel bad when I talk too much now. Because you can't. Some people say, Keith, I could listen to you forever. Some people say, Keith, shut up. talks too much. Well, the Archbishop of Jamaica told me when I went back and I asked to speak at my old school. I spoke for a little while. I said, you're lucky to have all this wonderful school. I went to school in a church built for 80 people, and 500 of us packed up in that church, barefooted, playing on the dirt. Look at you. You have a gym, you have a class, you have classrooms, you have teachers, you have books, you have computers. But I'm going to sit down because the Archbishop, I would like him to use my time to speak because I usually talk too much. And Archbishop McKinley, an African-American, descendant of a slave, remind me of Bishop Tutu, a wonderful man. He said, Mr. Rickman, some people can talk forever and never say enough. Some can say one word and it's too much. Please keep talking. And I was deeply honored and deeply humbled. So I keep talking. John the Divine said, I wrote this book, The Gospel of John, just to tell you some of the things he said in the 3 years we were with him. But if I was to write everything he said, the libraries of the world could not hold a book. So Jesus Christus must have talked his head off. So I'm in good company. I think we're talking the same thing, the same language, the same way, the same ideas. So I feel, there's only one word to sum it up. I feel irie. See him? And I thank him, I asked him to bring me here. And I hope I can come back sometime.
I'm sure we will have you back, Keith. Thanks again very much for being here with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaste. The God within me salute the God within that man.
What do you see? There's a world wants to be free, and then the ones who only steal it away will get what they deserve on another day.
A Rootcellar production.